Hare Krishna. So let us welcome all of you for our this today's special session of e-Gurukul. Today being a Diwali, some are celebrating today, some are celebrating tomorrow also. So let's see. Today we'll discuss few things about Diwali, why we celebrate Diwali, what happened on this day. So welcome all of you for our this e-Gurukul session. And just before we start, we'll offer our prayers. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So happy Diwali to all. I'm sure many of you might be wearing a new clothes today. Right? How many of you got your new dress today? You're having a new clothes, you're having a special bath, right? On this day they take generally special bath. They will put a nice scented oils, right? Many nice decorations. Yeah. Okay, so yes, festivals are the day when they make our life more colorful, right? Crackers, blowing the crackers gives very nice colors, attracts a lot. Or lighting up the lamps, right? Or having a nice desserts. All of you are eating nice desserts, nice sweets is made in your homes, right? Mothers will prepare nice sweets items, special items in this day. At least I remember in our childhood days we used to have like this. Now also we do, but yeah, in the homes they celebrate. Yeah, yeah. If you're not making, then we order also. Yeah, fine. But we try to do as much as best in the homes. We celebrate. They used to make nice hearts, sweets, and the nice new clothes on this day, new purchase. So a lot of celebration goes because it's a very wonderful festival. And uh, while celebrating the festival, it is very important to understand the spirit behind the festival. Otherwise, over the period of time, this celebration will remain only as a ritual. Okay, fine. Diwali means what? Okay, I should have a new dress. I should eat nice sweets. So Prabhupada used to tell one story. Okay. So once what happened? Once there was a marriage. And the family were arranging all the things required for the marriage, and the marriage day came, and all the arrangement was getting ready. And suddenly the mother said, oh, I remembered one item we forgot. And what is that? Everybody was asking. All things are ready now for marriage. What things we forgot? Then she said, no, there should be one cat which is covered by a some kind of a vessel or something in which the cat should be kept near the in the marriage hall. So everybody was surprised by what is this? What is the logic for that? She said, no. I remember my mother used to put in the marriage the cat covered by a vessel. So what was the reason that time? Because cat was causing a lot of problem. It was running here and there and disturbing a lot. So that his mother's mother had kept a vessel over the cat so that cat won't move here there. So cat remains locked up. But then she thought that it is a ritual. So they started keeping the cat covered by a vessel for the marriage. Right? So it's very important to understand the spirit. Otherwise, it won't create any much change of our heart. So festivals are celebration for our like a nice life in a way that it change externally as well as it change internally also, or rather it should cause more change internally than externally. Externally fine, we make our house clean, right? At least I remember in our childhood days, our mothers, they used to remove all the house items out, paint the house nicely with the new colors, wash all the vessels, all the clothes, the bed sheets and the bed covers and everything nicely ready. Like a lot of cleaning and things was done. Externally we change a lot. We get a new clothes, we make a nice setup in the house, nice decorations and all. But moreover than that, internal change should happen. And what is that internal change? Anyone is understanding what is that internal change we're talking about? Yeah, you can either write or you can raise your hands. External change you understood, right? We make our house ready, we cleanse the things and all. But internally, what change it should come? What is that internal means? Yes. Yeah. Internal means, okay. Yeah, Divyesh Pro, yeah, here is your writing also. So welcoming Lord in our heart. So we should, yeah, Shubham Pro is saying we should clean our heart and mind both. As we clean our house externally, same way our heart and mind. These are the thought processing units inside our body. And that's so from where the thoughts comes, the emotion comes, the expression comes, correct? So we should make them also ready, prepare, make them also change in a more better way so that more better things comes from our life. Yeah, correct. So that's why, yeah, Arya Virpro is also telling how also we do the process of removing all the things and clean them. So same way, yeah, we should do the things of cleaning our heart. So that's why spirit behind the festival is very, very important to understand. And the best way is what? To go to the root cause, to discuss about Krishna, to discuss about Lord, to discuss about Lord's wonderful episodes, what he performs. Because when you discuss about Krishna Katha, all our heart internally gets cleansed, mind gets purified, and life becomes more auspicious. So Diwali is the day not only we celebrate, but Lord also celebrated this Diwali. And today we are going to discuss about those Diwali episodes. What Lord did on the day of Diwali. I'm sure many of you will be knowing, but it's a good time to discuss on this day. Remember again and again, so that it becomes deeply convinced in our heart. Okay. So one more story I will tell you about this spirit behind the ritual. So once what happened in the temple, one of the temple, there was a notice kept outside of the temple. Please remove your footwear here. Okay, why? Because they have to enter the temple. Everyone should remove footwear here, then enter into the temple. So the security was kept there to take care of the footwears and things. Everybody make sure that they remove here and then they go. So then what happened? One day, one family came in a car. Okay. And then they removed their footwear in the car only. And then they got down from the car and they were walking with the naked feet inside the temple. And the security saw them. They're entering into the temple. They said, remove your footwear here. You don't see the board? Then they said, already footwear we removed in the car. No, you don't read the board here. You should remove the footwear here. So that security is following the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law. Law is made, the footwear should be removed here. But what is the spirit of the law? Spirit of the law is nobody should enter the temple premises with the footwears. Then this is a place is arranged. But they already followed the spirit of the law. They removed the footwears in the car only. But the security is sticking to the letter of the law. So like that in our life also, we should not be going blindly. So any festivals we do, or any occasion for that matter, the WH questions, they helps us to understand the spirit behind that and then really take a true advantage of those celebrations. Okay. So just before we show all of you, what Lord did on the day of Diwali, anyone knows? Today we are going to discuss about two Lords, Lord Krishna and Lord Rama, because these are the two prominent Lords. So why we celebrate Diwali? What Lord did on these days? Okay, some hands are raised. Okay, Saket Pro will get chance. Yes, Saket Pro, Hare Krishna.
Sir, because Rama returned on this day to Ayodhya from Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Killing of Ravana was done on the day of Dashera, correct. And today is the day when Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya. Yeah, so that's why this is the day when everyone got the notice that Lord Ram is entering Ayodhya. They all lit up the lamp of their cities, and all the city was made fully completely with the lights to decorate, and the darkness was removed. So this is a one day. And Lord Krishna also did something on this day. Anyone knows? Lord Krishna also celebrated. Yeah, here I am getting some answers. Yeah, okay. Divyesh Prabhu has attended our previous session also, I think. Yeah. Anyone else knows what Lord Krishna did on this day? Lord Krishna also celebrated Diwali by a very special way. So let's release the secret in our session. Some of you are writing. I will not speak. We'll show in the session. So let's begin. So Lord Rama is returning to Ayodhya, right? So everyone was very, very jubilant because Lord Ram was their life and soul. Lord Ram was their whole, more than dear to their own than their own life also. So when Lord Rama left Ayodhya to the forest, Ayodhya became like a forest, and forest became like Ayodhya. Because wherever the Lord is present, that place becomes auspicious. And that's why Lord Krishna says very famous shloka, Yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tishtami narada. Wherever my devotees chant the holy names, discuss about my activities, that place I am present for sure. And then Lord, another statement he says, um, I never take a step out of Vrindavan. I always stay in Vrindavan. So how is it possible? Because the Vrindavan is a place not by a geographical location only, but it is a place of our consciousness. So wherever in our house also, if you have Krishna in our center, in our families, then our family is a place of Vrindavan, where the Lord is the center of the house. And all activities are centered around for the pleasure of the Lord, and we are all servant of the Lord. Whereas if the center is our own self, like Ravana was looking for his own selfish purpose, whereas Hanuman was looking for the pleasure of the Lord. Lord was in the center. You see how Lord is coming in the center, is getting down from that Pushpak Viman. Everyone is bowing down. Mother Kaushalya and Kaikeyi and Sumitra, they all are getting up. So everyone is, monkeys and all, they're offering their pranams. So Lord is the center of our life. So that's why this is Diwali, is the day of welcoming Lord Ram to Ayodhya. Lord Ram returns. So these are the days when we make recenter our life. All of you know in mathematics where we use this term center. Let me see if you remember mathematics, your geometry or algebra or something. The center term for what purpose we use? Yeah. Yeah, here we are getting the response. The circle, right? Very simple. Yeah. Randir results friend. So we put a center point and around that we rotate the pencil to form the circle, right? So same way in our life, what is the center of our life? What is the center of our activities we need to check? If we keep that center and around that we rotate, right? If I keep a corner of that what we call that compass and then rotate the pencil around, the circle will be formed around that. So then same way our life, what is the center? Is Lord is my center and then I rotate my life around that? Or do I keep my own selfish purpose in the center and then I rotate around that? So these things need to be understood properly. So that's why these are the days when we can recenter our life more properly. And when Krishna is the center, Lord is the center, everything comes automatically. We need not to worry. So these are the famous episodes. And all of you, many of you have done Ramayana course. So we will not go into the details about these episodes. But some details we'll study about Lord Krishna's episodes because that is something more interesting and relevant for the day. Yeah, Deepavali, our Sakit was writing in the rows of lamps, Deepavali. So all the lamps are lit up in a rows. So that's why Diwali is celebrated. Meaning of Diwali you can understand. So let's begin. Yeah, so that's how they all welcome Lord Ram back to Ayodhya. There is a great welcome, pompous celebration. And there was a grand, I mean, kind of Abhishek and everything. Lord Ram was coordinated as a king, and lot of celebration happened. Now let's enter into the Lord Krishna's Leela. It's a famous picture. All of you know. So what happened on this day? That suddenly Mother Yashoda started chasing baby Krishna. And that was the day of Diwali. On the day of Diwali, Mother is chasing Krishna. Mother Yashoda chasing Krishna. What is the background for this? So what happened on this day? That Mother Yashoda, I mean baby Krishna was resting there. Sorry, Mother Yashoda was churning the buttermilk. I mean taking out the nice makhan and all those things, right? All of you know those churning naturally they do. And Krishna comes suddenly. Small baby Krishna comes and hold that rod, churning rod. So Mother Yashoda is not able to rotate that rod anymore. And Mother Yashoda understands that he is hungry now. That's why he is demanding my attention. So Mother Yashoda takes the baby Krishna on the lap and starts feeding the milk to baby Krishna. But then meanwhile, what happens? Suddenly Mother Yashoda remembers that there is a milk kept on the gas. That time there was no gas, LPG gas. That was a, I mean, natural with the stick and all, the natural fire is generated. So how to now that milk is going to get boiled now? Something need to be done. So then, but the baby Krishna now, Mother Yashoda is feeding baby Krishna, and that milk was very very special milk. Okay, our acharyas explain about Lord Krishna that milk. That milk was coming from a Pushpagandha cows, and those cows, Krishna had 9 lakh cows. Okay, Nanda Baba in the Lord Krishna's house alone they had 9 lakh cows, and out of those 9 lakh cows, the 9 cows were very very special, very very extraordinary cows, very very wonderful cows. And out of those 9 cows, the one cow was very very special, and the special kind of grass, very fragrant grass was fed to that cow, and the milk was taken for that. It was so fragrant nectarian milk. Okay, so the cow milk is very very special. How many of you drink cow milk every day? So cow milk helps us. Cow milk makes our buddhi more sharp, more better. Whereas buffalo milk is good for the body, for the skin, but not for the intelligence. Because cow is our mother, is considered one of the 7 mothers. So it's a good practice. If some of you are not aware, you can start taking cow milk. It's very, very good. So that's why Mother Yashoda was also making special milk for Krishna. Can you imagine now, out of 9 lakh cows, those 9 cows, out of that 9 cows, that one cow. And that special milk was so fragrant and so nectarian. And that milk was getting boiled on chula. Yeah, they were using chula, that natural fire which was set up. Now, how to do? So, Mother Yashoda keeps baby Krishna aside. Okay. And then she goes to attend that milk. And Krishna becomes very angry. Krishna says, "Oh, you are keeping me aside. You are not paying attention to me. You are going behind that milk. Now I will do something mischievous." And what Krishna does mischievous things? Anyone knows? It's a famous mischievous act of Lord Krishna in childhood days. What Krishna does? Yeah. So in his house only, baby Krishna starts stealing the butter. Not only stealing, he eats, and he starts calling all the monkeys also. He starts feeding monkey. Then Mother Yashoda sees she becomes very angry. Till now I had heard that you are stealing butter in others' house. I never trusted them. But now I am witnessing right in front of my eyes. Now I will teach you the lesson. And that's why, but Krishna, while feeding the monkeys and all, there was a pot ahead, and suddenly monkeys becomes alarmed because they see the Mother Yashoda coming with the stick. And in the eyes of monkeys, baby Krishna sees that Mother Yashoda is coming, the reflection. So then Krishna jumps and starts running, and that's the scene here you are seeing in the picture, where Mother Yashoda starts chasing Krishna. So just before we see what happened to that chase, our acharyas explain why the milk was getting boiled, why the milk was overflowing. So in the spiritual world, there is nothing called as a dead matter. Even the milk is also have a life. The stones have a life. The everything there is a life. Okay. So our acharyas explain the why milk was getting boiled, why milk was coming out of the pot, because milk was thinking, "Arey, my Lord, for whom I am supposed to serve, now he is taking milk of Mother Yashoda. Then what's the use of my life? Now my Lord will not accept me. So let me commit suicide." So milk was boiling over and spoiling out of the pot. So that is a suicide of the milk. So milk was thinking, what's the use of my life? You are understanding? All of you are getting the point? So you see, in the spiritual world, everyone is eager to serve Krishna. That's why they are in the spiritual world. And they are thinking their life is of no use if it is not used in the service of Krishna. That's why Krishna wants to teach all of us also. So we have to think how much we are using our life for the service of Krishna. So yes, now all of you are students, you are going to your schools, your classes. So we have to think, am I setting a right example? As a student, I should as a devotee of the Lord, I should set a good example. I should do my studies nicely. I should have a good conduct. I should have a good dealings. I should have a honesty, truthfulness, all the qualities, because Krishna expects from all of us. Then Lord will be very happy. I should be chanting every day, right? I should be reading Bhagavad Gita. I should be associating with the devotees. Then we are also using our life in the service of Krishna. Or whatever talents we have, some of you may be good at paintings. You can use those paintings to draw wonderful, like you see this picture, how beautifully it is being drawn. It is not like something clicked photo. Okay, our devotees have, after hearing the description from Prabhupada, they have drawn the paintings. And that's why Prabhupada used to say, these paintings are windows to the spiritual world. By seeing those paintings, where we can enter into the spiritual worlds. So yes, some of you have a skill of painting, you can draw nice paintings. Some of you have a skill of nice singing, you can sing nice songs of Lord Krishna, bhajans of Lord Krishna. Some of you have a good memory power, nice skill of recitation, and you can memorize nice shlokas. Some of you know some computer skills and all, you can make nice presentation for teaching and sharing with the friends. So we can use, yeah, some of you are taking, we make the paintings, yeah. So the point is what? Understand our life is meant for serving Krishna, to be used in the service of Krishna. So even the milk in the spiritual world is thinking, what's the use of my life? let me commit suicide. That's a milk was spoiling over. And Mother Yashoda went to attend that milk, but baby Krishna became very angry. And what does that Krishna's anger shows? Krishna's anger shows what? Anyone can say some point? Krishna became angry. Why? What we can understand from Krishna's anger? Krishna became angry with Mother Yashoda because she kept him aside and she went to attend the milk. So Krishna wants to teach us that only Krishna should be the center of attention. No one else should be the center of attention in our life. Mother Yashoda kept Krishna aside and gave the attention to that milk. So somebody else came in the center of attention in Mother Yashoda's life. Of course, that was also for service only, but Krishna wanted exclusive attention. So we give exclusive attention to Krishna, Krishna will give us exclusive attention for our life also. And that's the last time we discussed about the chanting. So how we should chant? Chanting means not like just doing a mechanically calling the names or looking here, there, or doing some other things. Our mind is somewhere else, only the mouth is doing. It should not be only a lip service. We should invest our consciousness. We should invest our mind into hearing the words of Lord and through the Maha Mantra. Then Krishna also will give us the priority in our life. Okay, yeah, you are where your mind is, correct. So during chanting, what we should do? What we should do during the chanting? When we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So what we should do while we chant on our beads, when we sit for chanting? Yeah, we should not do anything. We should just fully focus, fully concentrate, try to hear the words, that's all. For that much time, let's say you're chanting 1 round, 4 round, 8 rounds, whatever your rounds, just try to focus on hearing each and every words, so that we invest our mind into the thoughts of Krishna. Okay, you all of you have experienced, sometimes you sit for a class, but although physically we are sitting, but in the mind we are thinking about something else. In the mind we are thinking of some match is happening, or some my friend was told something else or something. So physically present, mentally absent. That should not be the case. So we should give exclusive attention to Krishna. That's why Krishna became angry with Mother Yashoda. So let's see what happened to this chase. Mother Yashoda is chasing Krishna. And Mother Yashoda, please understand, she is a very elderly lady, because they did not had a son for a long time. If you know the background of Nanda and Yashoda, their life, they were worried they were not having children for a long time. So Mother Yashoda is an elderly lady, but still she's trying her best to chase baby Krishna. And small baby can run very fast. But Mother Yashoda, being an elderly lady, how much she can run fast? So while running, something was happening. What was happening? Uh, the hairs of Mother Yashoda got scattered because she's chasing, na? So hairs became loosened. And on the hairs, there were multi flowers were there. Okay, the ladies, they put the flowers on the hairs. So Mother Yashoda's hairs also multi flowers, white color flowers were there. So some flower they fell down while chasing baby Krishna. So our acharyas explain why the flowers fell down. There is also the reason. There is nothing blind things happening in the spiritual world. For every act, there is a reason. So why the flowers fell down? Anyone knows? Yeah, maybe this is first time maybe. So there were two types of flowers. I mean, two flowers of the two categories. One category, they were on the side of Lord Krishna. They said, Mother Yashoda is chasing our master Krishna, then we don't want on our Mother Yashoda's side. We will leave the party of Mother Yashoda. So those flowers left the Mother Yashoda's hairs. And another flowers were on the side of Mother Yashoda. They fell down. They thought, oh, our mother is, our mistress is chasing Krishna, and because we are sitting on her hairs, it is becoming a heavy for Mother Yashoda. So let's come down so that Mother Yashoda will feel light and she can quickly catch baby Krishna. So these are the two reasons are being explained. So we have nice drama on this. Maybe I'll try to search that video. I'll share with you. It's very interesting. School children, they had performed this drama. So these are the two reasons for which the flowers fell down. So logically you may say, oh yes, because she was running, hairs got loosened, the flower fell down. But no, flower also have a consciousness. Flower, as a milk was having a consciousness, flower was also having a consciousness. So that's why flower fell down. And then Mother Yashoda, somehow after running heavily, somehow she tried to catch Krishna. And our acharyas explain, Krishna is not an ordinary Lord. Krishna is a Purna Purushottam Bhagwan. He is a Supreme Lord. All the great Gyanis, Yogis and all the Gyanis, they try to study so many scriptures. Then somehow they understand little bit part of Lord Krishna, not completely also. Yogis, they try to sit in a posture for years together and they try to capture Krishna in the heart as a super soul. That also very, very difficult. But Mother Yashoda, what is her qualification? That she is catching that Supreme Lord Krishna. We can catch one, maybe some our brother, sister in running here, there and all, right? But who can catch God? God is a Supreme Master. Nobody can match with the speed of the Lord, right? It says in Bhagavatam, one shloka comes that the fear personified, the fear personified is also afraid of Lord Krishna. There is a fear factor is there, right? So that fear factor, that fear person is also fearful of Lord Krishna. The wind blows out of fear of Lord Krishna. The rain showers out of fear of Krishna. So that Supreme Lord, who is a fear for everyone, he is fearful of the Mother Yashoda. And now he is getting caught by that Mother Yashoda. What is the Mother Yashoda's qualification? Mother Yashoda is not a yogi or a gyani or some kind of not. We never read in Krishna book that she caught, she did some kind of tapasyas or something and all. So, but because she was a devotee of the Lord, she was a pure devotee, unalloyed love for that Lord Krishna. So that's why Mother Yashoda, Lord Krishna agreed to be caught by Mother Yashoda. So if we also want to hold Lord in our life, then we should try to develop that great devotion for the Lord. And for us, Prabhupada has given us a very simple method. Try to chant every day Hare Krishna Mahamantra and follow regulative principles, lead an honest life without any bad habits. Then surely, slowly, by practicing for a prolonged period of time, Krishna becomes situated in our hearts also. So who was Mother Yashoda in her previous life? So if I'm not wrong, Vrishni and Sutapa. No, not that. They were Devaki and Vasudeva in their previous life. Dhara and one more name is there. Nanda and Yashoda in their previous life, they had done a tapasya, great tapasya of praying to the Lord that we want you only as our son. We want nobody else. And that's why Krishna agreed to be come as a son of Mother Yashoda. So that's the point. So we can, but yes, although not because of tapasya, but because of their devotion. Okay, the devotion is most important. Like monkeys, what devotion they had? Nothing. That small squirrel, Lord became so happy. All of you know that squirrel story, right? While building the bridge. So squirrel, what is her qualification? She's just small creature. And her service was of not much use also. She was taking a small stones and throwing, which was of not much use. Hanuman told, get lost from here. But Lord Ram told that because don't think like that. Your service, what you are doing is same for me as this small squirrel is also doing. So what matters in our life ultimately at the end of the day is how much we are eager to serve Lord, how much we are enthusiastic to be with the Lord. So our eagerness, our enthusiasm will attract the Lord also in our life. So let's see what happens after catching Krishna. So Mother Yashoda finally caught Krishna and she thought that now I have a lot of houseworks today. And today is a festival of Diwali. I have to make nice preparations, nice decorations and all. So, but then this baby is causing a lot of naughty activities. First I will bind him so that he don't run here and there. So Mother Yashoda took that wooden grinding mortar. You are seeing behind Lord Krishna, that V structure, that is a grinding mortar on which Krishna was standing to catch the butter, to take the butter from the pot. So our acharyas explained, Mother Yashoda thought this mortar is also taking side of Krishna for stealing the butter. I will tie both of them now. So Mother Yashoda is binding Krishna with that mortar. So both are getting tied. So, but something was strange happening while Mother Yashoda was trying to baby Krishna, was trying to tie baby Krishna. So that rope you are able to see. So baby Krishna, how much that baby's waist? It's thin as, I mean, small baby's waist, how much it should be? It's not more. So Mother Yashoda took the rope and was trying to bind Krishna, but the rope was falling 2 finger too short. So then Mother Yashoda thought, okay, fine, he has grown up now, I'll bring another rope. So Mother Yashoda brought 2 ropes. She tied the 2 ropes together, and now it's a long rope. Now I will bind baby Krishna. So again the rope fell 2 finger short. The final knot, when it was coming to put, the knot was falling 2 finger short. So then she brought third rope, fourth rope. It is said all the cows, whatever they had ropes in their house, of all the cows, they use the ropes, right, to tie the cows in the stable and all those places and where the cows are kept. So Mother Yashoda brought all the ropes to tie baby Krishna. Even after bringing all the ropes, still when the final knot was coming to put, it was falling 2 finger too short. Then the ladies and the other elderly gopis and everybody, they came around and they were seeing nice fun is happening on the day of festival. What's going on in the house of Mother Yashoda? Mother Yashoda is angry and trying to bind Krishna and all. So they brought their ropes from their house also to assist Mother Yashoda to tie, and everybody was laughing and nothing was happening. There were so many colorful of ropes and all. It was like a festival of ropes. All the ropes came from all the houses and everything, but still when final knot was coming, it was falling 2 finger short. So then Krishna, after seeing the hard efforts of Mother Yashoda, right, in Bhagavatam it is said, Društva Parishramam. Društva means Krishna saw Parishramam. Parishramam means the hard efforts of Mother Yashoda. And in what form it was visible? Mother Yashoda was perspiring. The sweat drops were coming and falling from the face of Mother Yashoda. And Krishna saw, oh, now my mother has done a lot of hard efforts, I think. So now I think I can get bound by Mother Yashoda. So our acharyas, they explain. So Krishna has many energies. Okay. Krishna is not like Krishna is a Shaktiman who has many Shaktis for his service. So Krishna not required personally to enter into the material world to see, okay, fine, the rains are coming or not, the sun is rising or not. No, he's a supreme Lord. He just enjoys wonderful pastimes with his devotees. But he has many Shaktis, many energies who are serving on his behalf. So they all stand near the Lord. Lord, please give us the chance to serve. Now we want to serve. So when Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Lord Krishna, Krishna's Aishwarya Shakti was there, which was not allowing Mother Yashoda to bind Krishna. So then Krishna saw the hard efforts of Mother Yashoda. Then Krishna said, okay, Aishwarya Shakti, now you go back. And now Leela Shakti, you come. Leela Shakti means what? The pastime episodes. Leela means the pastimes. So pastimes which becomes very nice and nectarian to perform. So the Leela Shakti comes, and then as soon as Leela Shakti takes over control with the Lord, immediately the knot was put up. And then the knot was tied up. So Mother Yashoda finally felt. So now this episode also Acharyas explain in the great details. And Prabhupada also says in many lectures. In Krishna book, you can read this episode. There is a details are there. So Krishna's every activity, there is a great lesson for our life. So Mother Yashoda is not able to bind Krishna. That also shows a great lesson for our life. Krishna is a supreme Lord. Nobody can bind Krishna. What to speak of? I mean, catching Krishna is far off. Binding Krishna is even more unimaginative things. No one can imagine. Binding Lord, I can bind the thief, I can bind some kind of other people and all, but binding Lord, it's not possible. But Krishna agreed to be bound, seeing the efforts of Mother Yashoda. And why the the rope was falling 2 finger too short? There also Acharya has explained that these 2 fingers, they represent the 2 things in our life also. So anyone knows? Anyone have heard this before? What those 2 fingers they represents? The rope was falling 2 fingers short. So anyone have heard before this what this 2 finger represents? Yeah, okay. Some of you are writing here. Yeah. So the first finger, it represents our efforts in our life. Okay. There are 2 fingers, right? First finger represents our efforts, and the second finger represents the Lord's mercy. So we'll see. See, Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna. So Krishna was looking to the efforts of Mother Yashoda. Is my mother is really serious to bind me? And Mother Yashoda was also fully determined. Now today I will show this boy. Every day I get so many complaints. Now in our house only he is stealing. Now it is fully proven. Now I'll bind him at any cost. So Mother Yashoda was fully determined. She was putting her full efforts. So that's first finger, our efforts. And how our efforts should be. Even the outside people also put lot of efforts, right? Those who are not devotees, they also put their efforts for their selfish activities. But our effort should be for the devotional activity. And Prabhupada says the 3 criteria for our efforts. We should be sincere, we should be serious, and we should be without any ulterior motives. We should have a pure desires to serve Krishna. That's all. So sincere means what? We should be honest. We should be putting our best. Serious means what? We should be consistent. We should not like, okay, fine, one day I will chant, other day I am off. Okay, fine, tomorrow I'll try again. So not like that. So sincere, serious, and without any duplicate or duplicitous motives, ulterior motives. We should have a pure motives that I really want to serve Krishna. I really want to become a devotee of Krishna. So I should worship Krishna for his pleasure, not for Krishna give me good grades, Krishna give me nice lot of money. Krishna is the supreme Lord. He will give whatever is required good for us. We need not to ask for that. We should only ask, I want to serve you, my Lord. That's all. So this is a first, our efforts. So we should put our best efforts when we perform our devotional service. And our studies are also our devotional service. Now, how our studies are our devotional service? In our studies, we don't study any Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. How can you say our studies are our devotional service? Yes? All of you are, some of you are in a 6th standard, 7th standard, 9th standard, 10th, whatever your 11th standard. So when you are studying your college books, school books, that is also service to Krishna. How it is? In that we don't see any Bhagavad Gita shlokas. We don't see any stories about Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. Yeah, because Lord Krishna only gave us to study. Okay, we can use it for the Lord's service. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need concentrate and God's mercy for marks. Okay. See, if you don't study nicely, and then nobody will take our word seriously. Like tomorrow, if you become a nice devotee of Krishna, but then you all friends will tell he just devotee of Krishna, but he doesn't do his study nicely. What's the use of him? So Arjuna was also thinking like that. All of you know Arjuna, right? He don't wanted to fight. He don't wanted to do his homework of or assignment or something. But Krishna told, your fighting is your devotional service for me. So Arjuna did his fighting and used that fighting skill for the service of the Lord to establishing dharma. So we should also put our best efforts into our studies. The first finger, right? As I said, our efforts. So we should also put our best efforts into our studies so that we set a good example into the society. And then people will appreciate, oh, how you are able to study nicely. Then you tell, because I chant Hare Krishna, because I lead my life with the pure habits. So that's why we should study very nicely. And same thing for our chanting. We should try to get up early in the morning, try to chant as best as we can. right? So we should putting our best efforts. We should put best efforts in discussing our whatever the episodes we are learning or things. So then surely second finger, Krishna's mercy. So our efforts and the Lord's mercy. So when Draupadi was also putting her efforts, initially she was calling her husbands, please protect, please protect. She was calling her grandfathers and others, Bhishma and all. Nobody was coming forward. Then she understood, I need to protect myself. So she was putting her both hands, trying to put her own efforts. Nothing happening. Then she understood. She holded one hand, sorry, another hand she called the Lord. Still Lord did not come. Then she raised both the hands. She understood. Now let the sari go. Nothing can come. I cannot protect myself. She fully surrendered to the Lord. Then the unlimited sari came to protect the Draupadi. So the whole point is what we should put our best efforts. Gajendra also entered into the pond, and he was thinking what this small crocodile can do. I am the jungle of the I am the animal I am the king of the jungle animals. I can just kick off this crocodile. And he was very proud. He was taking a water in the trunk, throwing on his wives and the childrens on the bank. And suddenly crocodile came. He thought I can get off this crocodile. And he was playing with the crocodile, but nothing. It went for years together. It is said thousand celestial years the fight went. Devi Devtas all were watching from the sky. What's going to happen now? Then Gajendra understood. Now things are not in my hand. I should completely surrender to the Supreme Lord. He took the lotus from the pond with his trunk and offered to the Lord. And that's why the Lord came. So the whole point is what? We need not to go to that extreme of getting into the problems and all. Whenever we have a time in our hand, whatever time we have, now we are sitting for this class. So let's put best attention to understand those lessons for our life. After that, you may sit for your studies. Let's put best efforts for doing our homeworks, doing our assignments, whatever it is. Then you go for chanting. Let's put our best concentration for chanting. Then you go to do your houseworks. Okay, let me help mother, let me help father for cleaning or whatever. Then put your best efforts. So if you have a habit of putting best efforts, then Krishna will also reciprocate in his best way. And when Krishna reciprocates in his best way, there is no one can match. No difficulties can come in our life. Nothing can happen. Okay, so it's very, very important. So we'll take question and answer. Some of you are writing questions I'm seeing. We'll take at the end. And then what happened afterwards? Krishna does something additional activity. Behind Krishna's one episode, there are multiple reasons are also there. So Krishna, after getting bound by the wooden grinding mortar, Mother Yashoda goes into the house to do her works. And then Krishna sees there are two tall trees are there in the courtyard. And Krishna suddenly remembers something. And keeping those things in mind, Krishna crawls. You see baby Krishna crawling on the ground with the hands, and there is a grinding mortar. So as Krishna was going ahead, grinding mortar was also coming behind. It was rolling like this. And Krishna enters between those two trees. So as Krishna enters between two trees, this grinding mortar gets stuck here with the trees. And then Krishna pulls, and with that grinding mortar, two trees they collapse. And these two trees were not ordinary trees. These two trees were Yamala Arjuna trees. These Arjuna trees are very, very powerful. They're very strong. And they were there for generations together. Even before Nanda Maharaj was coming, that time it is said. So, but then something extraordinary happened. After the two tree collapsed, there was a big noise. And the children were playing around baby Krishna. They were having a fun. Oh, Krishna, now you're caught today. You cannot play now today. But then they witnessed that Krishna pulled out these two trees. And out of these two trees, the two personalities came out. Right? So this is all happening on the day of Deepavali. Okay? That's why we are discussing this today. So these two personalities came out, and then they all offered pranams to Krishna and some things like that. All the children they were witnessing. And they went off. And because the two trees uprooted, there was a lot of sound. All the elderly member came running. And the children, they told, Krishna uprooted these two trees. There were two personalities came out. They circumambulated the Lord. They offered prayers. They went. So all were making how can this happen? This small boy, what he can do? It's not possible. But then there is a reason behind these two trees also. Who are these two trees? everything we understood, right? Even Putana's past life we saw, or even Shaktasur that next week we'll see. Every personality have their past life. And why these two personalities, they got locked down with the body of a tree. Like we're also locked down into our houses. So these two personalities, yeah, they were the none other than the sons of Kubera. Yeah, and their names were Nalakuver and Manigriv. Yeah, correct. Some of you are writing. So those two trees, those two personalities, Kubera's son. And who is a Kubera? Okay, Kubera is not an ordinary personality. Anyone knows what the Kubera does? What is his service? Kubera's service? Kubera is a finance minister. Okay, wealth. Yeah, correct. He takes care of all the wealth of the Devatas. Okay, as we have finance minister for our country who manages all the wealth. So Kubera manages the wealth of all the Devatas, and that wealth is beyond our imagination. Yeah, he was having a Pushpak Viman with him. Yeah, so he was very rich. And their sons' name were Nalakuver and Manigriv. And Kubera's brother is Ravana. Okay, all of you may be knowing that dynasties. So Ravana kidnapped, took away the Pushpak Viman and everything from Kubera. So that's another episode. So, but then why these two personalities, although they are the sons of a Devatas, they're staying in the demigod planets and all, why they became the trees? There is a reason behind that. And that's Krishna was knowing in the mind. You are able to see here this picture. So these two personalities, these two boys you are seeing having the glass in the hand, and they're in the lake, right? They're playing and they're naked. They don't have any clothes on their bodies. So, but suddenly from behind one personality walks. Who is that personality you are able to see in the picture? The saintly personality is walking in that area. Yeah, he is none other than the sage Narada. Very easily you can recognize. He is having that nice instrument to play with him. Narada Muni Bajaye Vina Radhika Ramana Name. So he always chant the name of Radha and Krishna with their instrument. So he was traveling from that Mansi Ganga and he saw that these two children, the sons of Kubera, they're sporting in the lake naked. And they were not only sporting, there were many other girls, the women also were there. So the ladies, as soon as they saw the sage is coming, immediately they covered themselves and they hide themselves in the bushes and they went away. But these two sons, they did not care to offer any respect to sage. And they continued to be a drunken state only. And that wine was not like our worldly wine. That what they are drinking, that liquid is a heavenly beverage. By drinking, that person becomes more powerful, more beautiful, more strength he gets. So that is their drink. Yeah, Somarasa, correct. So Narad Muni understood there is something wrong. What was the wrong? And that's why he cursed them. You become the trees. What was the wrong in that with them? Anyone knows? Okay, they were naked. Even the ladies were almost not so well clothed, so they went away. What's the problem? The Narad Muni did not curse the ladies, but he cursed these two personalities. Who can catch the point? They didn't wear the clothes. Okay, fine. Even the ladies were also not having much clothes. But then they went away. This is an important point. Yeah, here one of you are writing. Okay. If you are understanding this point, you will understand this whole episode. So what was happening problem with them? Yeah. Okay. Now two good points have come. Yeah, our Sri Harsha is writing because they did not respected Narad Muni. So the ladies immediately they covered. Right, they went away. They offered their due pranams. They went away. But these two sons, they did not. So then, is it that because they did not respected Narad Muni became angry? Oh, you are not respecting me. I will curse you. Is it that so? Is that so? Narad Muni thought they are not offering respect to me. I am a sage Narada. So now I will show them. I will give a curse to them. Is that the reason? Okay, Sakit Pro, you want to speak? Why Narad Muni cursed them?
They did not wear clothes. So trees don't wear clothes, so he cursed them as trees.
Yeah, correct. But something more subtle points we want to know. We want to understand. What is the reason of Narad Muni's cursing them? Okay. Is that
Because they did not give respect to.
Okay, so is that because Narad Muni thought they are not respecting me, so I will curse them? Is that so? What made them not to give respect to Narada?
No.
Yeah, what can you explain?
Wealth and power.
Sorry?
They thought that I am only greater.
They thought
They thought I am only greater than him.
I am only greater than him. Okay, thank you. We'll take some more option. Anish Kumar, Prabhu, yes, bro.
Narada keeps chanting the holy names of the Lord, and he didn't give respect to the Lord's name also. He kept
Acha.
drinking the beverage and.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, fine. Yeah, here one point came, or the Vishnu is writing. This is the one main reason we're looking for, because they were proud of their wealth. So when the person becomes proud, then naturally, as our Sakit Pro was saying, they thought they are the great. Narad Muni, okay, fine, who cares for him? Right? So this attitude comes. From where it comes? Because we feel ourselves great. Why we feel ourselves great? Because we become proud. And what was the reason of their becoming proud? Because they thought that, oh, we are the sons of Kubera. We are the wealthiest people, right? We are the children of the richest personality. Nobody is greater than us. So who can do to us? Nothing. So this is the reason Narada wanted to cure that disease from their life. It's not that Narada is expecting respect for himself. Oh, you should offer me respect. If you don't offer, then I'll curse you. No, not like that. The sages, right? Recently you studied that shloka, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So Narad Muni is always chanting the names because they are not proud. They don't expect respect for themselves. But Narad Muni wanted to cure that disease. Oh, they are the sons of the demigod society. They stay in the demigod society. This kind of behavior is not expected from them. They should be more responsible in their life. So if such kind of behavior, if they're exhibiting, then they require to be punished. They require to be reformed. So let become the trees. And as our Sakit was telling, trees, they don't wear any clothes. So you have this tendency like this, so you become the trees. But the curse of the sages becomes the benediction for them. Can anybody tell how the curse of the sage Narada became a benediction for them?
So that they will get a lesson.
So that they will get
A lesson.
they will get the lesson. Okay, fine. But then that something good things happen to them in their life while getting the lesson.
They would get Krishna's touch.
This was a nice importance. Yeah, Divyeshpur, you have to say something more.
Yeah, Prabhu. So because they got the curse, so they were means in the Vrindavan just behind Nanda Maharaj's house. So whatever pastimes Lord Krishna performed, they could see that and enjoy that.
Yeah,
Correct.
correct.
That's why.
Yeah.
That was the benefit they got.
So that's the beauty of getting an opportunity to be in the association of saintly personality. So the good advantage is, yes, if we stay in their association, naturally we'll get the good things to learn. But even if we commit mistake, their punishment to us also is actually an award for us. So that curse became a benediction curse for the two personalities. The trees, they did not become anywhere else in Amazon jungles or African jungles. No, the trees Narada brought them to the palace of Nanda Maharaj, right in the courtyard, so that they can witness, right, all the activities of Lord Krishna from the childhood of killing so many demons and everything. and that became a blessings for them. Who can be the more blessed than them? Right? So that's why it's important to understand. So anyway, now we are just close to the time, and that's how but this lesson we should understand. We should never become proud in our life. If there is a pride in the heart, then Lord won't stay in such heart. Lord leaves that heart. So anything, I might be able to speak nicely, I might be the very topper in the class, I might be the topper in the exams, or I have a lot of wealth in my house, or I am very beautiful looking boy, whatever it may be. But we have to understand these are the gifts of God in my life. So I should use it right way. I should not think that I am the one who have these things with me. No, these are given by God. It will be taken away by God also. Arjuna was given all the strength by Lord, and it was taken away from Arjuna at the end. So, but then if you become proud thinking that I am having these things, so that's why I am great, then such heart becomes, Lord leaves such place. So the Narad Muni wanted to teach them the lesson. You are the sons of a Kubera. You are the children in the heavenly personalities in the demigod society. It's expected, such kind of behavior is not expected from all of you. So you deserve to be learn a lesson, and that's how Narad Muni curses them. But then these devatas, one very interesting thing happened. When they became the body of the trees, they did not forget their past life. All the remembrance was there with them. Although in the body of a tree, they were understanding, oh, now I got the body of tree. I am a son of Kubera, but now I am in the body of tree. Oh, what happened and things. So that remembrance was given to them. Remembrance was there with them. And that's why when they came out of the body of tree, they begged forgiveness from Lord. They thanked the Lord for, they thanked the sage Narada for giving them the good lessons to learn. And then Lord told, okay, fine, you go back to the heavenly abodes. And then Devatas, they went, and there they narrated wonderful episodes of Lord Krishna, whatever they witnessed. So that's how we can understand this wonderful episode. So these all episodes happen on this day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So many nice lessons are there. Monday we'll be celebrating Govardhan Puja. That is the day when Govardhan, Lord lifted the Govardhan. Very amazing episodes. So this whole Kartik Maas, many auspicious festivals and the occasions are there. So as much as we chant, right? Shubham Pro is telling he's increasing his rounds from 4 rounds to 8 rounds today onwards. Right, Shubham Pro? Started? Yeah. So, yeah. So try to chant as much as we can and keep ourselves nicely absorbed in the Lord and take this advantage of this auspicious months. Yeah, 4 to 6 rounds. Okay. So these are the nice episodes we can learn from. So many lessons we discussed today. Take out some time. Remember the things, right? We discussed Lord Rama's episodes, the center of our life, right? The compass example, and Lord Krishna's episodes, why the milk was overflowing, flowers were falling, and what kind of milk was that. Many things, details we discuss under these two personalities. So it's a wonderful opportunity. So try to take. So one thing before we end today, we thought of inviting all of you for Sunday morning program every Sunday, because Sunday is a holiday for your classes. So we thought 7:20. It's not compulsory. It's your wish, but it's a good. Sunday, generally in our ISKCON temple, 7:30 darshan opens. Beautiful. At the morning 4:30 they wake up the Lord, and then the Lord will be having a Lord just come out of his bed, and that darshan, night dress darshan we get. Lord in the night dress. So that is 4:30 darshan. But then after 4:30, Aarti overs by 5:30, they close the altar. Then they decorate the Lord. They bathe the Lord. They put the nice dress, ornaments, garlands. They offer nice bhoga to the Lord. And then 7:30, Lord gives very wonderful darshan. Lord is ready, right? So that is called as a Shringar darshan. So we thought if all of you can, morning 7:20 a.m. So if you can join, we'll share that morning program link. You can join 7:20 to 7:30. We all will chant one round. And then 7:30 we will give you the darshan of the Lord, where we all also take very beautiful prayers we sing, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, right? And then it's up to your wish. If you want to attend other artis, you can be there, or you can leave the meetings after that. It's a 15 minutes work basically. Every Sunday, we thought. Today is a Saturday. Tomorrow onwards, we thought we will start this for all of you. So you can think it's a nice opportunity, and by Sunday, it's a good. We begin our Sunday with a nice auspicious. Every day we have these things, but for all of you, we thought every day it's your wish. But then at least Sunday, all of you can try to come together. Morning, 7:20, you join. Then we all will chant one round together. You can keep your videos on, and we'll chant one round together. And then 7:30, darshan will open. You can take the darshan and offer your prayers and begin your day in a very auspicious way. So you can think of, so right, so every festival comes, we can look, how can I make my spiritual life more better? How can I become more and more Krishna conscious? So this way we thought for helping all of you also. So anybody has any concern, questions, we can discuss. Otherwise I feel Sunday, every Sunday, Saket Puru is asking which day. Every Sunday. Okay, tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow is a Sunday. So we thought tomorrow onwards we will start this. Yeah. So yeah, another ID. Yeah, we will send you another ID. We'll take an opinion. Yeah, just before all of you leave, we'll end our session with Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.